I wonder when the world stopped caring. Last night you get shot while the whole block staring. I will never understand this society. If they try to murder me, then they lie to me. Product of a John Breed. All my homies try to read. Now the little baby's crazy, raised on fantasy. Tell me when my enemies flee when they see me. Believe me, even thugs gotta learn to take it easy. Listen, through the intimacy, search your heart for a plan. We turn it bad boys to grown men. It's on again. Give a holler to my niggas in the darkest corners. Roll a perfect blunt and let me spark it for you. One love from a thug nigga, rolling with a posse full of paranoid drug dealers. To the end, my friend, I'm seeing nothing but my dreams coming true while I'm staring at the world through my rear view. See, I'm seeing nothing but my dreams coming true while I'm staring at the world through my rear view. They got me staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can't hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, cause it's time to die. Getting high, watch the time fly. It's all my motherfuckers, I'm staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can't hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, cause it's time to die. We getting high, watch the time fly. All my motherfuckers. Sales caught them niggas, so they send me to these overpacked jails in the cell, counting days in this living black. Hell, do you feel me? Keys to ignition, use at your discretion. Roll with a 12-gauge pump for protection. Niggas hate me in this section from years of cheer checking. Turn to Smith and Wesson war weapons. Heavenly Father, I'm a soldier. I'm getting hotter cause the world's getting colder. Baby, let me hold ya. Talk to my guns like they fly bitches. All you busters, best to run. Look at my bitches, now I know the answer to the question. Do dreams come true? Still staring at the world through my rear view. I said now I know the answers. Do dreams come true? Staring at the world through my rear view. They got me staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, cause it's time to die. Getting high, watch the time fly. And all my motherfuckers staring at the world through my rear view. Go and baby, scream to God, he can hear you. I can feel your heart beating fast, cause it's time to die. Getting high, watch the time fly. Nigga could die.
Back in the days we hustled for sneakers and beepers, 9-6 for Glocks, cause fools hitting up blocks with street sweepers. Bless myself when no one rules to these streets. Something I learned in school. On some million man march shit for the peace. True that, only one life to lead, a fast life of greed. Criminally addicted, infested since the seed. We all die, breathe, bleed like humans. Towns run by young guns, outlaws and truants. Shit's deep, turn 18, roll my will when I go. Burn my body with my shotty, all choosing my dough. So while you reminiscing all nights out with the crew, smoke a blunt for me too, while staring through your rear view.
You ain't knowing what we mean by staring through the rear view. So since you ain't knowing what we mean, let me bring a better understanding. The world's behind us. Once I get an understanding on the game and what the levels and the rules of the game is, then the world ain't no trick no more. The world is a game to be played. So now we looking at world from like behind us. Niggas know what we gotta do. We just gotta put our mind to it and do it. It's all about the papers. Money rule the world. Bitches make the world go round. Real niggas do what they wanna do. Bitch niggas do what they will be. Staring at the world through my rear view.
It was about the third week.
Yeah, good morning, Internet, though. But it's Uncle Lou here, though. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou. And guess what? I'm live for you on LouTube today. Pete, I really appreciate you showing up because not everybody does show up. So thank you.
How many shows have we done together? Do you know? I stopped counting a long time ago.
I did 2 a week for, 15 weeks, 30? Has it been 15 weeks? Well, did we start at the beginning of the season?
Shit, I think we definitely did.
Okay, well then 2 a week for 15 weeks, so 30 shows.
Okay.
About.
How many shows have I missed?
None.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anytime, brother.
Yeah. You're not interested in doing a morning show, are you?
Listen, my agent is always up for ideas. You know,
Okay.
Have your people call my people if the money's right. I'll do anything.
Okay.
Speaking of money being right, Today is the big debut of Beat, Blue, and Pete.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, for all you people out there that are looking to take our money and humiliate both of us at the same time, get your entries in now.
Yeah, $40 this week, too.
Yeah, $40. So
yeah.
It's
Every
worth
super
it.
chat gets you entered. Every PayPal gets you entered twice. And at the end of the day's show, we'll pick one name from the super chat and the PayPal. You'll pick 5 games that you want to bet on this week. Me and Pete will come up with 5 together that we like. And if you beat us both, you get $40. I mean, it's literally that easy, Pete.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then, of course, I'm giving away $100 on the morning show tomorrow to the ugliest Christmas decorations. Now, the odds are very good if you send in if you send something in, the odds are very good that you'll win. Not very many people have sent anything in. It's alarming. So if you have ugly Christmas decorations or an ugly sweater, email them to crazyuncle@gmail.com. crazyuncle@gmail.com. Send me a picture. Ugliest decorations or ugliest Christmas sweater, whatever. We're going to do like a little slideshow on the morning show tomorrow. The comment section will vote. The ugliest / tackiest decorations or sweater or outfit or whatever will win $100. So $40 today. Get your super chats or your PayPals in. Tune in the morning show tomorrow. Send me your ugly pictures. Win some money. I'm like one of those bipolar people who just gives everything away. Saturday morning, I'll be giving away $25 on a free bet. So basically, I'm paying people to watch me is what it's come down to at this point.
Have you got any entries for that ugly sweater thing yet?
Yeah. Well, it's not 2 different contests. They can either send in a sweater or decorations, and I've got a couple of several entries of each, but I don't think it's more than like maybe 5 or 6 entries total that have come in. Right. So the odds are pretty well that you win if somebody sends something in. crazyuncle@gmail.com. You have a ugly sweater, Pete?
I don't, and I almost did have to buy one a couple of weeks ago because we were invited to an ugly sweater Christmas party. And they ended up canceling the party because of COVID, like at the last minute. Right. So I was on the way. I was like literally that day I was going to go buy one. So, but no, I don't have any. Well, I mean, I have some. If you want me to dig up pictures from the 1980s when I was a kid, oh yeah.
You got some bad ones, huh?
Oh yeah, everyone did in the 80s, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I've never been to one of those ugly sweater parties. I know they're popular or whatever, but I've never actually been to one. So I've never owned. But it's funny to me that the ugly Christmas sweater thing didn't start out as a joke. Like like people were legitimately selling sweaters like in Macy's, and I'm assuming whoever made the sweaters like thought they looked good, but they were just terrible. But it's gotten it's like art imitating life or whatever that saying is. Now there are stores that sell ugly sweaters. Like they're marketed as ugly, tacky sweaters now. So you can find some really bad ones.
There's a store in the mall here, and I don't go to the mall anymore. Nobody really does, but there's a store in the mall right now. That's all it is ugly sweaters.
Yeah.
A whole store.
That's insane. What about the ones that light up and play a Christmas tune? Those are annoying, aren't they?
So you can go on pretty much any sporting apparel website, and they'll have ugly sweaters of your team, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of Clemson ones. I'm sure there's a bunch of Georgia ones.
Ridiculous. Do y'all decorate outside your house?
Well, that's a soft subject this year, Lou.
Okay. In other words, you were supposed to, but you didn't.
Yeah, your boy didn't get around to it.
Yeah, well.
Inside though, I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
My thing is the tree. I love doing the tree. I do the tree. Like some people, their entire family decorates the tree together, and it's like they make a whole thing out of it. I don't want anybody near my tree. That's my tree.
Yep.
Right. I put up the tree. I decorate the tree, the whole 9 yards. That's my deal.
I get everything down from the attic, and then I come out here.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
So did you put anything outside?
Just a little. We used to have some of those inflatable things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, snowman or whatever.
Yeah. But we've had them for a long time, and like they're starting to lose air, or like the motors were going out in them or whatever. So at the end of last Christmas, we just threw them all away.
You know what the best thing to do with that? Same thing with Halloween costumes. Go the day after Christmas to Walmart and buy one. They'll be like 50% off.
Yeah, there's a Big Lots here, and The Big Lots is you can walk in Big Lots one day and there's nothing in there that you would take if it was free. Then you can walk in there the next day and they might have like oh my God, like I need that. Like I don't know, it's weird. It's hit or miss in there. But we've bought some. We've done that before, where you go a couple of days after Christmas and get stuff or whatever like that. But this year, all I have is there's a wreath with like a red bow on all the windows out front.
Yeah, right.
And then we have this big like light up Christmas star or something.
Yeah.
And it's hanging up and it's plugged in, but that was it.
Yeah, it's about like us. We just did like decorated the porch furniture Christmassy, put a wreath on the door.
Yeah.
I was supposed to put lights up around the porch and the garage door and everything. I didn't do it.
Now, Mrs. Lou does a good job in the house. We have one of those villages, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a little, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, we have one of those things, and she sets that thing all up, and she always gets like 1 or 2 new pieces a year for it or whatever, and then the mantle is decorated with lights. And
You got the nativity scene going on?
I think we do have a nativity scene on the mantle underneath the TV above the fireplace. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know we have a nativity scene. I'm assuming she put it out this year. I don't really pay attention, Pete.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Like I said, I just come out here. I just look under the tree and make sure there's stuff for me under there. That's it.
That's right. That's Dad's job.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, send me some pictures if you guys got some ugly decorations or a tacky sweater or whatever, and try to win yourself some money. Get your super chats and your PayPals in on the show today. We'll give away $40 if you can pick 5 games and beat me and Pete. See about that. Now, we went over all the conference championship games on Tuesday, but we'll look at them again for sure today. And then
there's a bunch of other games too.
Yeah, unlike most years, there's a bunch of other games too. So we got plenty to look at today.
And then, did you see they already released the lines for like 7 or 8 bowl games?
I didn't even know we knew who was playing. I thought bowl games weren't announced until the day after the championship game. Well, everything is weird.
2020, they're on here right now.
Okay, well, I guess we'll look at those too. But here we go. Let me put it up on the screen here, and we'll see what we got here. We'll just kind of go in order today, and we'll stop on the conference championship games too and see if any of the lines have changed or if either of us changed our mind about anything. Other than that, we'll just kind of go in the order that they're on here. You got the Conference USA championship game. This is Friday night, and you'll have a tough decision to make whether you want to watch UAB at Marshall or do you want to watch Oregon at Southern Cal. I'm leaning towards UAB at Marshall. To be honest, and I'm going to take more. I've rode with Marshall all year. They did have that disappointing loss, like literally right after I was at Marshall, which is weird. Then I went to Ohio State, and they got COVID the next day. But regardless of that, I'm going to take Marshall. They've had a good year. I think they get it done. Win the Conference USA title. Give me Marshall. Lay to 5 points.
I like Marshall -5. I really like the over 42. I don't know where that line's coming from.
Yeah.
That's an NFL line.
That is very low.
Maybe they're saying that UAB's, neither one of these offenses are that dynamic, but I don't 42 seems like an awful low number, especially for a championship game. I'm more confident with the over 42 there, but I do like the -5 as well.
Yeah. The MAC championship game, 7:35. I guess, is this Friday too? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. Ball State at Buffalo. Buffalo's a 13.5-point favorite. Pete, who's the best player to come from Buffalo?
Whoever that guy is that ran for 8 touchdowns this year. What's his name?
I disagree.
Uh-oh. Who is it?
Got somebody, a perennial Pro Bowler. Some people consider this guy the best defensive player in the NFL. Khalil Mack.
Oh, yeah. That's right. He did go to Buffalo, didn't he?
Yeah, he did go to Buffalo. They're a 13.5-point favorite. I'm going to take Buffalo just because of that running back, though. I don't know anything about this game. That 13.5, if you like the favorite, 13.5 is a good number to bet on, just under the mark of 2 touchdowns there. I don't know anything about this game. Don't listen to anything I say. Give me Buffalo, lay to 13.5.
Yeah. give me Buffalo for all the same nonsensical reasons that Lou just picked them for.
Yeah. I like that we run a gambling show, and about half the time we go, no, I don't know anything about this game, but take this team.
Yeah. I mean, we're just college football fans, you know.
That's it. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be.
There's no way that we can keep. Well, there's some people that think they can. No way, but it can keep up with 130 teams and know every player and every. We can't do it.
Yeah. Now Mark Rogers says he can.
Yeah, well, he might do it better than we do, but even him.
Right.
He's human.
Yeah, I found out yesterday. You know how Mark Rogers, for a while, he's got like the Ohio State show, the Florida State show, the Miami show, whatever. Well, I saw it yesterday, the Virginia Tech show. Like, wow.
Virginia Tech show?
I think so. Or maybe it was just for recruiting, but they had a Virginia Tech guy on, and I don't know. I love Mark Rogers to death, but not sure that every single team needs their own show.
He's got a Nebraska show, but I think that the Nebraska ones actually does well. Like, I don't know if he just does it based on, how much, I don't know how he chooses which team.
Yeah.
I guess off of demand. But I have a hard time believing there's a big demand for Virginia Tech.
Me too.
Yeah.
He loves doing those live shows. He has a lot of connections with quote unquote professionals, so he's able to get them on. And so, he had like a lot of those people that he has on work for 24/7 Sports, or maybe they used to, or they work for a team website for what's the Florida State guy's name? Cam
Underwood.
Cam Underwood. State of the U, or not Florida State. I'm sorry, he's Miami, but State of the U. The thing's been around forever. So I guess through his ESPN days, he has a lot of connections with that.
Yeah.
I wonder. I've been having Zach Smith on a couple of times lately, and because he's no longer in the coaching profession and has no intention on returning, he talks freely about it. It's great. I wonder, do you think Mark Rogers would do that about ESPN?
You know what? That's a great question.
Because I would love to, I would love to have him on and say, who's the biggest asshole at ESPN? Like,
you know what? That's you. That's a great point there.
Yeah.
That'd be worth diving into that if he's willing to do. See, the thing about Mark is you never know what he's willing to talk about, what he's not.
My guess would be that he is not.
I just think he would. He may do it privately, but probably not publicly.
Yeah. He seems like he's way too diplomatic for that.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the type of guy who would be willing to burn any bridges.
Yeah, and I don't think he's wanting to ruffle any feathers.
Yeah. And I don't blame him, but that is disappointing from a selfish perspective, because I would love to hear like some dirt about what goes on at ESPN or whatever. But
I bet you he's got some stories too.
Oh, I know he's got to.
20 years?
Yeah, he's got to. And similarly to Zach Smith, he's not happy to leave. Like, he was pissed off.
Yeah.
I still don't think he would go there like Zach does.
Yeah, disgruntled employees always make for good content.
Yeah. Boy, Zach Smith went off on Dan Mullen yesterday. That made my day. Made my day. I knew he hated Tom Herman, and he doesn't mind telling you. I didn't know he had a problem with Dan Mullen. But he just went off.
In Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went off. Told a story about Dan Mullen mouthing off to one of the strength and conditioning coaches one time, and strength and conditioning coach walked right in the middle of practice. Urban Meyer, everybody, all the players standing right there, walked right up to Dan Mullen. You ever talk to me like that again, I'm going to knock your teeth through the back of your head. Said Dan Mullen was standing there with his play sheet or whatever, and the piece of paper was shaking. He was so scared.
That does not surprise me. That seems like a Dan Mullen type of deal.
Yeah, you remember when he tried to fight Derek Mason, and he didn't.
Derek Mason would have stomped him. He stomped him in the ground.
And he didn't get pissed off until there was like 10 people between him and Derek Mason, and then he did the whole hold me back thing,
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. That was the biggest joke.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man.
He said Tim Tebow, it was down to Alabama and Florida. And he said that Tim Tebow told him that the only reason he committed to Florida over Alabama is because God told him that he needed to go to Florida to try to work on Dan Mullen.
Oh my God. Was that a joke or is he being serious?
He's dead serious.
Oh my God, that's gold.
Yeah, he's dead serious.
Tim Tebow is a piece of work, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
Good
He's
God.
out there doing the Lord's work.
And guess what? He failed.
Yeah, he did. Miserably. Oh, well. All right, a Big Ten game on Friday night, not the conference title game, but of course, like we mentioned before, unlike a normal year, there's a lot of games this weekend that aren't conference title games. So we have Nebraska at Rutgers. And Pete, I actually think this will be a good game.
Me too.
Believe it or not, and I'm interested in this game too. Like I may watch some of this game. I mean, I'm obviously, we were joking earlier, I'm going to watch the Pac-12 title game, but this will be one I'll flip back and forth to or have on a separate TV or something out here. But Scott Frost year 3, Greg Schiano year 1. Now, Greg Schiano appears to be ahead in year 1 than where Scott Frost is in year 3, I think, anyway. But Nebraska's a 7-point favorite. This game's at Rutgers. Nebraska has looked better the last couple of weeks, though, than they did the first couple of weeks. But what do you think about this game here? And what do you think about... Well, let me put it this way. What do you think about the game? And then 5 years from now, which one of these two teams, assuming they both still have the same coach, would be in a better position?
All right. I believe that Greg Schiano should be in the top 3 candidates for Coach of the Year for what he's done there in 1 year. 5 years from now, I think the way things are trending, if Greg Schiano is still the coach at Rutgers, I think that Rutgers is a better team than Nebraska. I mean, I just think he's a better coach all around.
Yeah.
As far as this week goes, I don't know, man. So I'm with you. I think Nebraska's probably the better team. They've been trending upwards. Rutgers they're like a pesky gnat that won't go away though.
Yeah, they're scrappy.
They're scrappy. Last game of the season, games in Rutgers. I mean, not that matters, but at least Nebraska does have to travel.
Friday night travel
game. 7 point. Give me Rutgers with the points.
Yeah, me too. I'm sometimes I get caught. I want a game to be close because I just want to see a good game. So sometimes I get tricked into taking the underdog for that reason. But I just, Nebraska has been inconsistent. They haven't been great under Scott Frost. And Rutgers at times this year has looked pretty good under Schiano. So maybe I'm tricking myself, but same thing. I'm going to take the home team on a Friday night. Rutgers, I'm into points. I wouldn't surprise me if Nebraska wins the game, but give me Rutgers into points. So we agree on that.
Rutgers has won me some money this year.
Yeah.
They've covered more than they haven't, and I bet on them almost every week.
Pac-12 title game. We'll just briefly here. Southern Cal 3-point favorite. I don't remember exactly where this game was at on Tuesday, but it wasn't far off of this.
It was like 3.5. Yeah.
One interesting thing. Originally, this was Washington at USC. Right? Mm-hmm. Washington was the Pac-12 North champion, right?
Yep.
USC was favored by almost a touchdown over Washington. Oregon, who apparently not as good as Washington, or at least, didn't win the division like Washington did, is a less of an underdog. So that's interesting to me, but I still like Southern Cal in this one.
I still like Southern Cal too. I think going back to what you were just saying about the line changing as much as it did between Washington and Oregon, I still think that has to do more with the public perception.
Me too.
Of the not the hardcore fan, but the casual bettor.
Yeah.
It might just see the name Oregon and think that they're better.
And even I was surprised when Washington was 2-0 and then 3-0, and then I think 4-0 before they lost their last 2, or maybe they were 3-0 and then lost their last, whatever it was. But whatever point they were where they were 2-0 or 3-0, it surprised me. I didn't believe that either. But anyway, all right.
And this is a talent. These two teams, as far as the talent on their team, as far as 4 stars, 5 stars, NFL talent, whatever you want to call it, they're pretty evenly matched in that department. Which is another reason that the line probably is where it is, because Oregon has the talent to compete with anybody, but they just, I don't know. It's really hard to explain how they fell apart the way they did this year. But I don't have any faith in them.
How bad does the Pac-12 desperately needs one of these two teams to take the next step? I mean, in a bad way.
Yeah.
Don't they? I mean, you look at some people knock the ACC in different years. Some people knock the Big 12 in different years. But almost every year, at least, the ACC and the Big 12 have at least one legitimately elite team. I mean, Oklahoma almost every year in the Big 12. This is an exception year for the Big 12. And then at the ACC, of course, you have Clemson. And even before that, you had Florida State for 3-4 years was winning 11, 12 games a year. I mean, they only won the one natty, but they lost another natty game. They made the playoffs one year. So, I mean, the Pac-12 hasn't had that. When was the last time the Pac-12 even played in the national title game? Was it the Southern Cal days? Did Oregon ever play in a national title game? I don't remember.
Oregon played in the first national title of the playoff era against Ohio State.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and lost.
But they desperately need at least one team that can be counted on in November to be 10-0, 11-0, in that top 4 or 5. I mean, you don't even – last year there was a little bit of talk about Oregon going into the playoffs in November, but then they lost on the road to Arizona State in week 11, and that was it for them. I mean, the Pac-12 was dead with 2 weeks to go. There was just no point in even talking about them the last couple of weeks of the season. They need in one of these two. It's got to be one of these two teams. I mean, could Arizona State get lucky and go on a run one year and be 11-1? Yeah, but I mean, consistently for a 5, 6, 7 year period, one of these two teams needs to go on a run for the Pac-12 to. I mean, nobody takes the Pac-12 serious anymore. Sad.
And that's really the thing, Lou, that I think makes this year so confusing is that people, including myself. I mean, I beat my chest about Oregon all off season. I thought they were about to be that team. I even said I think they're going to be the Clemson of the Pac-12, and they just came out and flat. So who is going to be the team? Now it seems like USC is trending up. Now Oregon had a good recruiting class yesterday. What were they, like 9 or 10?
Yeah, they were top 10.
Top 10. USC, last year was in the 40s. They're up into the teens this year, I think, which is a major step up. Maybe even top 15. So I don't know which team it's going to be. It's got to be one of them, though.
Yeah. Matt K, thank you for hitting the super chat at the top of the show. He says, we want Bama. Just kidding. Keep up the good work, Lou. He's a Florida fan. Bama Canes. Bears, Cubs, Canes. Thank you for the super chat. And Slim Shady, thank you for the super chat. He says, Oregon has the youngest roster in the FBS. Might explain why Oregon lost what they did this year. That is a good point because everyone was affected by COVID, but there's no denying that depending on your situation, some teams were affected more. New coaches, new offensive coordinators, and new quarterbacks, I think those teams were affected more by no offseason. And maybe you add young teams to that list too, because at least a team that's full of juniors and seniors has been around the program for 2 or 3 years and sort of knows where the lunchroom is at least. You get a young team like this, maybe there is something to that. And I still think Oregon can be a legitimate team going forward, but this year is a huge disappointment, no doubt about it. I'm not completely jumping off the Oregon hype train. I still think they can be the cream of the Pac-12 going forward. But, man, somebody out there needs to win a big non-con game. Somebody out there needs to win a big New Year's Six game. Somebody needs to make the playoffs. I mean, they need that bad out there.
Yeah, and Slim Shady brings up a good point, but it also reaffirms my pick on this week. Yeah. So the players are still young. So they're still not the Oregon that we thought they were going to be. So I like the Southern Cal pick at -3.
Bama Mike and Waikiki have hit the PayPal link too, so appreciate that. Fellas, Bama Mike says double or nothing. So he's in.
Yes.
On the Beat Pete Screw Lou.
Yes.
We will get you in. And then we have Waikiki. Let's see what he's talking about. He says, going to miss Celine. Sounds like he taking a break after his video. Also, I would love to screw Lou and Pete.
Uh-oh. Should I even ask what's going on with Celine? Or is that...
If I win, I will have to send my pics when I get off work. Okay, no problem. Just, I forget what you did last time. Whether it was email or Facebook Messenger, either one is fine. So, yeah, if you happen to win, you'll have to listen back to the end of the show, of course, to see if you won. And if you did, just send me your pics. That'll be fine. And then I'll email the pics to you, Pete, or text them to you or something so you'll know what they are, too.
Yeah.
Since it involves both of us this week. I don't know the whole story with Celine. Apparently something happened on BVD's stream last night. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I would love to have asked BVD about it, but unfortunately, I don't know. I tuned in and out of BVD's stream last night because I had something else going on. But apparently something happened. I don't exactly know what it was. And then from the sounds of this, maybe Celine made a video because it says going to miss Celine. Sounds like he's taking a break after his video. I'll have to watch his video after this show and maybe see what's going on. I would love to have asked BVD about it this morning, but unfortunately, BVD couldn't be bothered to show up for the morning show today.
So what's up with that? Is he okay?
He fell asleep and didn't get up till 1 PM. He said.
Oh. All that drama streaming's.
I mean, he had a big long story to go along with it too, but something about diabetes and something about sleeping in his computer, falling asleep randomly in his computer. BVD thinks he has narcolepsy. I've explained to him before, he doesn't have
passing out.
Right. When you stay up all night,
it's called passing out.
And then fall asleep at 10 AM, that's not narcolepsy.
That's passing out.
Right.
Yeah.
But he says he's been falling asleep in his computer chair or something, and then last night at 1:30 he took a Tylenol PM and fell asleep and didn't get up till 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Here's a word of wisdom from your boy Pigskin Pete. Never take something that says PM on it in the AM.
Also, Google how to set alarm clock on cell phone.
But Celine Driver taking a break from YouTube, I understand that, but he's taking a break from the comment section too. What's up with that?
I really don't know.
Oh, Celine.
I really don't. I can't imagine it has anything to do with Florida losing, because he's been around for years, and he's never, Florida losing's never ran him off. So it's got to be, I don't know, it's got to be something else. Whatever it is, I missed it. So I really don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe it's just the stress of Hanukkah. He'll come out of it.
It could be. That is stressful.
Yeah.
You have to come up with like 8 nights worth of presents to give people, I think.
Yeah, I'd rather just give people 8 presents on one night, but that's just me.
Yeah. Matt K, thank you again for the super chat. He says, second entry to screw Lou and Pete. Well, good luck, sir. We will draw a name at the end of the show.
It technically isn't, because it's only a $2 super chat, but we'll make an exception, I think, today.
Yeah, why not? It's the holidays, Pete.
Yeah.
It's the season of giving and that.
Right. Oh, speaking of giving, I'll be sending you something. Not from me, though. You know our buddy Richard Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to send you something. But he's unable to send it to you, so he's sending it via me.
Right.
That makes sense. So, yeah, I'll be expecting something from him.
Okay.
From me.
All right. I can't wait.
Yeah. He says this is his favorite show on YouTube, so he wanted to get you something.
I'm giddy with anticipation.
Yeah, sure you are.
Have you seen the T-shirt that showed up the other day?
No.
Oh my God.
What T-shirt?
Oh God. If I put myself on, if I put myself on full screen, are you able to see that?
Yeah, I can see.
This is I mean,
Kyle 1 and Kyle 2. What is that? Like Saved by the Bell?
It looks like is it Saved by the? Somebody said that's Kyle Pitts' face and Kyle Trask's face on other people's body. That doesn't look like Trask or Pitts to me.
I want to say that's from the 2 guys from Saved by the Bell. They just superimposed their faces on there.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
because Kyle Pitts doesn't have that hairstyle, does he?
No, but this is an 80s deal here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Kyle connection here. Kyle to Kyle.
I'm pretty sure that's like Zach from Saved by the Bell and whatever the black dude is on there. I can't remember his name.
Slater?
Not Slater. Wasn't there a black dude? Slater's not black.
Well,
he's like Italian or something.
Well, he's not white.
He's like a.
There was no black guy on Saved by the Bell.
There wasn't.
No.
All right. Well, maybe it's from an 80s movie or something. It's definitely 80s.
It looks like Screech's haircut, to be honest.
Anyway,
the worst part is it's a large. That's insulting. I'm clearly an extra medium.
Yeah, schmedium.
That made me a little bit. That made me a little bit perturbed.
100% cotton strength.
You talked to your buddy Carolina Jackpot about their recruiting class?
I wouldn't do that to him. I like him too much.
106th.
Oh.
106, sir.
They weren't they lower than UMass?
Yeah. The second worst team in the SEC, Vandy, is like 48.
Yeah. Man, it's going to take them. Well, I don't know if they'll ever get out of the hole, but I'm talking about even if everything goes their way, we're talking about a 5-year deal here, aren't we? At least.
That's horrible. I mean, that's just 9 commitments they have. Now, they'll get more, but it's going to be 3 stars because 95% of the top 300 signed yesterday. The other 5% already know who they're signing with. They just waiting on Under Armour games or whatever to do some big whoop-de-doo about it. And it ain't South Carolina.
Who do you blame this on? This is Will Muschamp's fault? Or, I mean...
I think you have to blame Will Muschamp because the thing is they have a coach now. Now, you can't blame him, but the point I'm making is, like, look at Auburn. Auburn had a bad recruiting class, but they're in the 30s. That's bad for Auburn. Well, they don't know who their coach is, so I get it. Like, okay, maybe a kid thinks twice about committing to a school that has no coach, or you don't even know who it's going to be, you know? So I get that. South Carolina named their coach a week ago, like 3 days after they fired Muschamp. So there's, that's horrible. 9 commitments, all 3 stars. They may end up with no 4 stars even in the class.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how bad you are. If you're a Power 5 team, especially in the SEC, you should be able to get some recruits just based on.
I said the same thing.
They don't get offers from somewhere else.
Look at Vandy. The only reason Vandy is in the top 50 is because they're an SEC school. You've got some kids that'll say, "Well, I'll take my chance. You know, I can't go to Florida, but I'll go to Vandy. At least I'll be in the SEC. I got a chance to get noticed. Whatever the case." Carolina can't even do that. I mean, 106 is absolutely pathetic.
How many Group of 5 teams are ahead of them? That means that all of these Group of 5 teams, they're probably telling these recruits, like, they say, "Well, I can go to Power 5. I could go play for South Carolina." They're going, "No, you don't want to go there. It's a dumpster fire, man. You're better off here."
Yeah, well, there's only, 65 Power 5 teams? So at least 40 Group of 5 teams are ahead of them, at least. I mean, that's just abysmal. It's hard to believe.
Oh, my God.
It's hard to believe it's that bad. Anyway, back to the we'll get back to the thing here. So Florida State at Wake Forest. First of all, will this game get played? Wake Forest is a 6.5-point home favorite. I'm taking Wake Forest. They can score. I don't know what possible motivation Florida has anymore to play. Neither one of these teams is any good, but I'll lay under a touchdown for the home team over Florida State. And Wake Forest, like I said, can score.
And this will be a high-scoring game. You can see from the over-under there, 66. Wake Forest doesn't have a very good defense either. So this will be a shootout somewhat, but I think Wake Forest has way more firepower right now than Florida State does on offense. Definitely a better quarterback. So, give me under a touchdown, take Wake. Yeah,
I agree. Air Force and Army. So a second week in a row, we get a service academy game at Army-Navy last week, I think it was. Might have been 2 weeks ago. And now Air Force at Army. And Army's an underdog here. I don't understand. Is there something I don't know about Air Force? Because I'm wondering why I'm not just immediately taking Army here.
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question.
Look at the over/under.
Yeah, no, 37. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, isn't Air Force? They don't run the triple option, do they?
I don't think so.
Aren't they the one service academy that actually runs a conventional offense?
They should have an air raid. It just would make sense.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. See, this is me talking about teams I don't know enough about, but I'm pretty sure they have a conventional offense. Which, if that was the case, the over under 37 would be ridiculous. But I don't know. You know what? Give me Army.
Yeah, I'm going to take Army too.
I'm convinced they're at least, defensively better than Air Force.
Yeah.
I don't know about offensively.
Minnesota at Wisconsin. I'm surprised this line is this high. Wisconsin's a 12.5-point favorite. Probably the most disappointing team in the Big Ten. Maybe you throw Michigan in there, but they canceled so many games. I guess maybe that's hard to say. But after Wisconsin, Michigan looked good. But Michigan and Wisconsin both looked really good week 1, and then fell off the earth. But I don't know. Again, I don't trust Wisconsin enough after the way I've seen them play the last couple of weeks. I mean, was it a couple of weeks ago they lost 14-6 to?
Yeah.
Who was that to? I forget who it was to, but anyway. So I'm taking the 12.5 points. I'm not even really betting on Minnesota here. I'm just taking 12.5 points.
Man, Minnesota's bad. I look. I guess you got to take Wisconsin in this case. I don't think Minnesota's covered a game yet. Yeah.
Pete's rowing the boat.
I'm rowing the boat.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Man, Illinois fired the Black Santa Claus.
I know, man. What's he going to do now?
I don't know. That's disappointing.
He can get a job at the mall.
Yes, he can. They're hiring too. Right now. You can start him. You can start today.
He was there for what? How many years was he there? 5 years, I think.
Might have been a few more than that. I don't know. Seems like
I don't know. Well, that's even worse then, because they won a total of 16 games his entire career there.
Yeah, but they beat Wisconsin last year.
Yeah, right. 16 games in 5 years or 6 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They're a 15.5-point underdog on the road at Penn State. Penn State's another team, not to the extent of Oklahoma. Like, you know how people forgot about Oklahoma after the first 3 weeks? Penn State's worse than, I'm not trying to, and Oklahoma now is a lot better. Penn State is better, but still they were 0-4. Can't just forget that happened. I'm taking Penn State here.
I am too. This might be 15 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Illinois has nothing to play for. They lost their coach. They're terrible. Penn State, it's not great, but they're doing a lot better now than they were earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I don't think this game will be close.
Even without their top 5 or 10 players, whatever it is, that don't play for them anymore, Penn State's still way more talented than Illinois, even under ideal conditions for Illinois. So I'm going to take Penn State and lay those points there.
It's a mismatch of epic proportions here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Michigan State at Maryland. I think this will be a good game too. Maryland's a 2.5-point home favorite here. Pineapple Jr., up and down year for him. Looked bad week 1, looked really good week 2 and 3, and kind of just floating along since then. But I think there's reason to be optimistic next year for Maryland. I think Maryland, not trying to say people will be picking them to win the Big Ten or anything. I mean, you still have Ohio State in that league, but I could see Maryland maybe next year being last year's Minnesota. Maybe. I mean, it's way too early to start making predictions. We got to see who goes pro, who comes back, finalize recruiting classes. Point is, I think Maryland's got some good pieces there. And if they can keep the coaching staff intact next year, which I don't see why they couldn't, I think next year could be a good year for Maryland. And I think this weekend could be a good day for Maryland. I'm taking Maryland at home and laying the 2.5.
I am too. So what was it last week that Maryland lost to Rutgers or 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
Anyway, they lost to Rutgers. So you'd say, hey, Pete, they lost to Rutgers. Rutgers is, not that good. Well, Michigan State lost to Rutgers too.
Yeah.
So you can't use that as a measuring stick. I think Maryland's better than Michigan State. This game's in Maryland. Give me the Terps at home, less than a field goal.
Richard Williams, thank you for the super chat. He says YouTube won't let me call the Pac-12 soft.
They're censoring you?
I don't know, but that is alarming. Let me see if they'll let me say it.
Yeah.
They love me. Pac-12.
He's probably typing soft and it's autocorrecting to something more dirty and he doesn't know it.
Do. There you go. I guess that shows up. That's alarming to me, Mr. Williams, and I apologize on behalf of YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, just letting other people say it.
But it did just let him say it in the super chat. So
yes, it did. I guess you have to pay to say it. I don't know. But thank you for supporting the show again, Mr. Williams. We owe him something. We should get him something for Christmas, honestly.
You probably should.
He's the only thing that has kept his show even.
Yeah, he is.
So, well, wonder what size shirt he wears.
Send him that large shirt you got there. I think it's about his size.
He seems like he would be a large. That would be my guess. Keep in mind, I've never seen the guy.
Yeah, no, he does wear a large. I bought him several shirts in the past.
No, maybe Santa will bring Richard Williams a T-shirt from Uncle Lou. We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see.
There you go.
I have to find out if he's been good or not. Check my list twice. Yeah. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yep. Okay, moving right along to the game of the week. Washington State at Utah. Utah's a 10.5-point home favorite in this one.
Ooh.
Man, this is a tough one for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the home team again and take Utah. I know they're not as good this year as they have been the last couple of years, but they're still very well coached. Yeah, I'm going to take Utah. I think they handle Washington State by a couple of scores.
With you,
they're at home.
I don't like that. I don't like that number.
I don't like this game.
I don't like this game or the number. You know what? Let's pretend like that doesn't even exist. I'm not bad.
Good idea. Keep it moving, as the kids say. Now Stanford at UCLA. UCLA is favored by 7. This is one where I think the line is right. I think this is about where it should be. UCLA has been better than I thought they would be. Stanford, unfortunately, has been what I thought they would be, which is not good for the second year in a row. I'm worried about my buddy David Shaw out there.
I'm actually impressed with UCLA. Their record does not reflect how good they are.
Almost beat Southern Cal.
They almost beat everybody they played. That's the thing. They should have won that game last week. That was embarrassing, but yeah, I mean, you know what? I think 7's not enough here.
I'm going to take the home team again. I'm going to take UCLA later points.
Yes, me too.
All right, Arizona State at Oregon State. Arizona State fresh off that 70-7 murder of Kevin Sumlin, which cost a man his job. And they won't do that this week, but they will win by more than 7.5. I'm going to take the road team this time. Pac-12 after dark, 10:35. Give me the Sun Devils late of 7.5.
Man, this is that game on Friday or Saturday?
I think we're on to Saturday games now.
Okay. All right. So everything in my brain tells me to take Arizona State. I think they're easily the third best team in the Pac-12, if not the second best. They might be better than Oregon. But Oregon State has been upsetting people this year.
Yes, including Oregon.
Oregon State. I'm not one of these people that thinks that there's no such thing as people that teams that come from the warmer weather can't play in the cold. I'm not one of those guys, but I do think there is something to be said for Arizona versus Oregon this time of year. I don't know, man. Oregon State's scrappy. I like that 0.5 point. It's hooking me in. Give me the Beavers in the 7.5.
All right, you heard it there. Listen to Pete. Big Ten title game has not changed. It's still Ohio State 20.5. I still feel the same way I felt Tuesday. I'm taking Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I feel pretty good about it, to be honest.
I'm taking notes of the ones we're agreeing on because we had this contest at the end of the show. So that's one of them.
Oklahoma and Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. Huh? What?
Sorry, go back to the Ohio State game.
Yes.
One thing we have to discuss here. They got some Rona problems. You know that?
Who, Ohio State?
They came out today. Yes.
Well.
Now I don't know who it is. That matters. All I saw is something right before he came on the show today. I got an alert that said that Ohio State had some players that were going to be out due to coronavirus that were unexpected. I don't know who they are or how much that changes that line, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, maybe I bet a little less than I would have then, but nothing is changing my mind. If I lose, I lose, but I'm betting Ohio, and I am betting it. I'm betting Ohio State.
Okay.
Oklahoma at Iowa State, Big 12 title game. I think this is the same as Tuesday, too. I think Oklahoma was 5. Maybe it was 5, but 5.5. Mm-hmm. Their favorite. I still like Oklahoma.
So originally when we talked on Tuesday, I picked Iowa State in the points because Speak and Spell convinced me that Iowa State was the best team in the Big 12. Having said that, I have changed my mind. I like Oklahoma at less than a touchdown. So that might be one we agree on, too, for the deal.
All right. And speaking of Iowa State, Louisiana Lafayette plays Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is a 3-point favorite in the Sun Belt Championship game. Same Louisiana Lafayette that beat Iowa State by, I believe, 20 points.
Yes. Yes,
and it's now 11-1 or 10-1. Lafayette is. I don't know who they lost to, but 10-1. Coastal Carolina's had a Cinderella year. You count on one hand the number of people who even knew they had a team a year ago. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say they finish it off, but this is going to be a good game. But I'm going to say they get the job done. They finish it off. Give me Coastal Carolina.
I'm with you there. Do you see what they just did? They just gave that coach, Chad Caldwell or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. Big money.
A 7-year extension.
Yep.
Now, this is the biggest. You see this happen all the time. A team has one good year, and then they throw the boat at the coach. What is the point of giving him a 7-year contract? It's not. They say, well, they want to solidify that he stays there. He can still leave if he gets a better job opportunity.
Those contracts are worthless.
Yeah, he can walk out on the contract if he's getting paid Power 5 money. That won't matter anyway.
Yeah,
but they did the same thing with Will Muschamp, right? He won 9 games one time at South Carolina. They gave him a 6-year extension and a raise. And what happened after that? He hadn't had a winning season since.
Tennessee and Pruitt last year.
Yeah. I don't know why these teams overreact and just throw all this money at these people for having one good season. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He clearly is, but that's ridiculous. 7 years.
And one of the, okay, with Coastal Carolina, I get why the school did that. I get it. Now, we know it doesn't mean anything, but I get why the school did it. Look at them. So, of course, you want to try to keep the guy. I get that. I don't understand why a team like Tennessee or South Carolina, no one was knocking on Ray Tanner's door saying, can we interview Will Muschamp? Like, literally no one. So why... You give a raise and an extension to protect that, to keep somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Who was knocking on Phil Fulmer's door last November wanting to interview Pruitt? Nobody. So why? Yeah. The guy won 5 games his first year. He went 8-4. No, he went 7-5. Last year, and you gave him a raise and an extension. Why? No one was coming sniffing around there. All that does now, look at Tennessee, and now look at South Carolina. Now South Carolina fired Muschamp. Now they have to pay him a lot more than if they never would have gave him that pointless extension. And all Tennessee did was make it to where they now can't fire Pruitt because they can't afford it.
Yeah. Yeah,
it makes no sense. I mean, a guy wins 10, 11 games. Guy wins his division, especially. I mean, judged on expectations, of course. If Pruitt shows up and would have won the division year 2 at Tennessee, okay, yes, give him a raise, an extension. But he's a great. Look at that turnaround. Oh my God. The guy in 2 years, the guy had won 12 games, and you gave him a raise. Now here we are.
That was the same thing with
third year.
Muschamp.
He's won 15 games in 3 years. Pruitt. What a joke! What a joke! What these schools are dumb.
Yeah, they are dumb. I mean, we're talking about the same university that ran off Greg Schiano. You remember that? So,
yes.
Come on.
So I'm not surprised. Clemson at Notre Dame in the ACC title game. I forget what this one was Tuesday, but again, it seems like it was about the same. It's 10.5 now.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? I still like.
It hasn't changed since Tuesday.
I still like Notre Dame, although I do think Clemson wins the game.
I like Notre Dame in the points.
Yeah, me too.
Not betting it though.
Tulsa at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 14.5-point home favorite. Something tells me you don't spend a lot of your time in the afternoons watching the Paul Feinbaum show, do you?
No.
Okay. The conference commissioner of the AAC, whatever, the American Athletic Conference, whatever this is that Cincinnati's in, was on the Pale Feinbaum show for about an hour yesterday. And it was like interesting. It was like it was about like watching a it was about like watching a sports live in the ATL video. He was on for an hour. He was on for an hour and said 5 minutes worth of things.
Yeah.
He had a list of examples of things that the playoff committee had done that don't make sense. Well, welcome to reality, buddy. We but Cincinnati misses one game, they drop a spot. Florida loses to a 3-win team, they also drop 1 spot. Ohio State cancels 3-4 games, they don't drop at all.
Yeah.
And those things don't make sense. I agree with him that they don't make sense. But in the end, Cincinnati's just not getting in the playoffs. Fair doesn't have anything to do with it. And he knows that. But, he's got to sing the praises, and I get it. But, he could have been on there for 10 or 15 minutes and accomplished the same thing. I agreed with a lot of things he was saying. But even me, 30 minutes in, I was like, okay, well, we get it. We get it. You're saying the same shit over and over here. So...
Did Pale Fan Baum, being the great broadcaster that he is, did he ask him why they don't have their own playoffs? Because I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
And if I were the commissioner of the AAC or the athletic director at Cincinnati or whatever, I would be protecting keeping Cincinnati out of the playoffs this year because it would be a bad look.
Yeah.
They would get blown out by anybody in front of them.
Yep. I agree. I think the group of 5 is going to wait until that TV deal in 23. And if the new playoff structure doesn't include basically a guarantee that one group of 5 team can get in. And I don't think you can really make a blanket guarantee. But there's got to be something if and you have to take it out of the playoff committee's hands. Leave it in the hands of the AP or the coaches or something. If there's a group of 5 team in the top 10, they get in. You got to do. If that doesn't happen, then I think maybe you will see them do their own thing with a separate playoff. Because
I'd watch it. Those 2 weeks between the Power 5 championship games and the first round of the playoffs. That's 2 weeks where they could be having a playoff in the group of 5 that everyone would watch. There's no football on,
right? Except pointless bowl games like the Red Box Bowl and the Walk-On Bowl, right. And we're tired of seeing Miami lose those games anyway.
Right.
I'm not watching them anymore. Oh. But who do you like in this game, though? Cincinnati's a 14.5-point home favorite. Well, yeah, home favorite.
Yeah. I like Cincinnati. After all that Cincinnati bashing, I like them.
I do, too. I think they're going to try to make their one last point. I don't think it will work, but I think they'll give it the old college try and beat the bejesus out of Tulsa. Give me Cincinnati. SEC title game still at 17, Pete. Wait a minute. Was this 17.5 yesterday?
No.
Okay. Still at 17.
Yesterday. On Tuesday, it was 17 when we talked the first time.
That's what I meant. Still at 17. Well, that means I'm still on Bama.
Man, this is the lock of the week, ain't it?
I think I said this on Tuesday. What would be more surprising to you? Florida winning by 1 or Alabama winning by 40?
Florida winning by 1.
Me too. I don't see how they can keep this game close. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. He just hates Florida. Yeah, and I love Alabama, dipshit.
Yeah, right.
I just think, I have been saying that Alabama's the best team for a month. Nothing has happened to make me change my mind. What has happened is that Florida hasn't played a complete game since Halloween. They just played their worst game of the year. Dan Mullen is clown level, 1 million confirmed. The only reason this thing's 17 is this has got to be somebody putting faith in Dan Mullen's familiarity with Saban from his time at Ole Miss or something, and just playing him so many times.
There,
and just maybe knowing, I don't know, knowing something. I don't know, but I just, I do think Florida will make some plays and score, maybe even close to 30 points.
Yeah,
but Georgia's, everybody, any good, Georgia has lost to Bama, but, it's been close, and they scored, 28 a couple of years ago. They scored 24 this year, scored 23 the time before, and Georgia hasn't had offenses anywhere near what Florida's is. So could Florida score 30? Yes. But Alabama might score 50.
I think this is going to be a bloodbath. You know what? Florida and Alabama started out slow a couple of times this season. In the first and second quarter, and then they just open it up in the second half. That might be what happens here. Maybe Florida and Kyle Pitt, the two Kyles connect for a couple of touchdowns in the first half, and everyone's singing their praises. Alabama's going to pull away in the second half. They're going to win by 4 touchdowns.
I'm going to tell you one thing, that if I'm an Alabama fan, there's one thing in particular that worries me about this game, and I saw this in the Georgia game. I've seen Florida do it time and time again to other teams, and this attacks Alabama in what I think is their weakest point on defense. Florida has a whole bunch of plays that take advantage of inside linebackers that can't cover great,
especially with Pitts.
And with Pitts and with the running backs. Crossing routes, double crossing routes, 6-7 yards deep over the middle where there's rubs involved, and I mean, Dan Mullen must have 25 different versions of the running back wheel route out of the backfield, and for whatever reason, every version of it results in the running back being wide open. And I know Bama's defense has played better lately. I'm still concerned. If I'm an Alabama fan, that's like. They don't have great inside linebackers. They don't. Dylan Moses just never was able to get back to what he was pre-injury. Is he bad? No, but he's not elite. And if he can't, so that would concern me a little. But again, Nick Saban, being who he is probably already is thinking that too, and probably has something to counter that, whatever that would be. I don't know. There's a reason he's the greatest defensive mind, and I'm not, but. Florida and Dan Mullen are great at attacking a team's inside linebackers in the passing game, and I mean they did it to Georgia over and over and over and over and over. Running back wheel routes, 100 different versions of it, and tight end and wide receiver double crossing routes over the middle where the linebackers run into each other, or one runs into the other, or they just can't keep up with Trayvon Grimes or Kadarius Toney running over the middle. I mean, there's not very many linebackers in America that can cover Kadarius Toney. So it could be a problem, but just overall, I don't see. So will they hit a couple of those? Probably.
Exactly.
But Alabama legitimately might score on every possession. I honestly feel that way.
That's the reason for all those things that you just said is the reason the line's only 17 and not 30. Now. Again, we talked about this on Tuesday. The line is only 17 and the over-under 74. So they believe this is going to be 50-20 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be a high-scoring game on both ends. But they believe Alabama's going to score somewhere between 40 and 50 points, even with the spread the way it is.
45-30 would be a 15-point game and 75 points scored.
Yeah.
So 48-20 would be. The spread would be covered, and that would give you 68 points. So that's the range that they're looking at here in this game. Somewhere in that neighborhood. But this is one of those games I think where unless you're a Florida fan, you almost have to bet on Alabama. And if you lose, you lose. But you almost seem ridiculous if you bet on Florida and lose. You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to say, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Anything can happen. I mean, there are no guarantees, but unless you're a Florida fan, you're almost silly not to bet on Alabama here, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, and again, I still think the line's going to move between now and Saturday. I don't, not as much as I thought it was because it's still at 17. But if you are going to bet Alabama, I think you need to go ahead and do it now. The line will it's not moving down from here. It will only move up.
Yeah. Boise State at San Jose State. Boise State's a 7-point road favorite. And I'm going to take San Jose State to cover. I'm
going to do that just because you said so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either one of these teams play this year, so I don't know.
Texas A&M at Tennessee. God.
Hey,
Tennessee is a 14-point home underdog. I'm looking at this like the same way I'm looking at the Ohio State game and the Cincinnati game.
You are?
Yes.
Because you think they're going to try to impress the playoff committee and blow the doors off of Tennessee.
I don't. They don't have a choice. They have to.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they can do it. This is the one I'm least confident in. Like I could see Cincinnati running away with it. I could see Ohio State running away with it. This is the one I'm least confident. Like I don't think Texas A&M will win this game by 30, but I do think they'll win by more than 14.
This is a tough one, man. I think the line's about right. I think that's about what they'll win by. But I'm going to say Tennessee at home. A&M has had some struggle wins against some lesser teams this year. I mean, now they won the games. That's all that matters. But they've had some close games. Give me Tennessee in the 14. Why not?
Yeah. What if Tennessee wins?
That look at that money line, 435.
Be time for another raise and extension for our boy Jerome if Tennessee wins this game.
Seriously, I think the Vols can keep it interesting. And again, we don't know what A&M offense is going to show up either.
Yeah,
it's a Russian roulette of
Speaking of interesting,
yeah,
my dumbass just remembered just now that I have 2 tickets to that game
this week.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, I bought the tickets when it was supposed to be played a month and a half ago.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I was hoping this game would get canceled so that StubHub would credit me 110% or whatever their policy is, and I could roll that money over to Georgia and Clemson.
Why don't you send him to old BVD for a Christmas present?
Well, I tried. I got in touch with his son, actually, without BVD knowing, and I tried to give the tickets to BVD's son to surprise BVD, but the son couldn't go.
Oh.
And that was a couple of weeks ago, and I completely forgot about it since then. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might put them up for sale on StubHub for cheap and see if somebody will get tricked into buying tickets for this game.
You might sell them. The thing that you have going for you is that there's limited attendance, so the tickets are harder to come by.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do it today because, hell, it's Thursday now.
I know.
Lou.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Ole Miss at LSU. LSU's a 2.5-point home underdog. Now, I feel like if you take LSU here, you're getting tricked by last week.
Yeah, I'm taking Mississippi.
But man, Mark Richt's nephew, man. You know that quarterback for LSU is Mark Richt's nephew.
I did not know that. No,
Max Johnson, I think his name is. It's like the 5th quarterback they've played this year or whatever.
Right.
He plays the one that played against Florida. Oh, immediate hero status there for the corn dog. Max Johnson, I think that's his name. I'm gonna take LSU. I'm gonna take LSU.
I'm taking Mississippi, so we disagree on that one.
Yep. Missouri at Mississippi State. Mississippi State's a 1-point underdog. I'm betting on Missouri.
Me too.
Yeah. I think Missouri
I'm never
wins.
betting on Mississippi State. At least not this year until I see. What did they do in the recruiting yesterday? Oh, Mike Leach.
I don't have any idea.
Yeah, if we didn't, it must not have been that great.
And we're gonna save these bowl games.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Yeah, we're running out of time.
Because that'll give us something to talk about next week.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Well, some of these are played on Monday.
That's all right.
Well, the Monday game is North Texas at App State. Give me App State, lay the 19.
Here you go.
All right.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl, is that what that is?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach Bowl. Now, the rest of these are on Tuesday or later, so we'll save those. That'll give us something to talk about Tuesday. We can talk about these. I didn't know that. Look at this. Central Florida and BYU. Now, that's a good game. I had no idea. Okay, Boca Raton Bowl. Georgia Southern at Louisiana Tech is Wednesday. Florida Atlantic at Memphis. Another one could be good.
That's a good one, too.
That's that Crampton Bowl, though. Never heard of that. The New Mexico Bowl, Hawaii at Houston. And the Lending Tree Bowl, Western Kentucky at Georgia State. All those games are next week. So that'll give us something to talk about next week. So that's good. So we'll save those for next week. All right, it's time to pick a winner.
Yes.
So let me pull up this name picker thing. Do you have the names from Tuesday?
I do.
Okay, random name picker. Okay, click there. Let me get rid of the names from last time. All right, give me last week's names, and then we'll move on to this. Tuesday's names.
Last week or Tuesday was Slim Shady times 4.
All right, Slim.
Tiny Tonto.
Once.
Yep.
All right.
Braves WS once.
Okay.
And Matthew Smith once. That's it.
Matthew Smith?
Yeah.
All right. And right now in the super chat, we have Matt times 2. We have Bears, Cubs, Canes. We have Slim and BVD.
Hey, look at BVD in there. What's he say?
He says, good to know I'm the only person to ever sleep and not hear my alarm. Also good to know Lou is a doctor. Pete, what is your specialty, sir?
Oh, my specialty is reading the directions on over-the-counter drugs, not taking PM pills in the AM.
Oh.
Other than that, I don't really have a specialty. I'm just an idiot on YouTube.
Well, there's a lot of experts here. Slim is an over-the-road epidemiologist
and an amateur gynecologist.
Oh, that's right. He told us that on Tuesday, didn't he? Yeah. Richard Williams is a professional gambler.
Yeah, poker player.
Yep. Bears, Cubs, Canes, I happen to know for a fact, is a professional dad and a damn good one. And Matt K, I don't know what he's a professional at, but I'm 100% sure he is a professional at something.
Everybody's a professional at something.
I disagree. Have you ever heard of Chess Hall?
He's a professional at laying on his side.
Oh, good point. Good point. Okay, now with the PayPals, thank you for the super chat too, by the way, BBD, and we got you entered in here. Good luck. I hope you win, sir. Yeah. Now, okay, so Waikiki and Bama Mike twice each. All right, Pete, pick a number 1 through 6.5.
3.
3. Okay. All right, so you guys know the deal. I've got all the names entered in. This is a random name picker. I enter all the names in this list. Click this button. It randomly selects one of the names. We'll do it 3 times. The third name is the winner. Here's the first one. Good luck to everybody. Matthew Smith. Name number 2, Slim. And the winner, and a chance to beat Pete and Lou at the same time, is Matt. Maybe he's a professional winner.
Maybe.
I think we have figured it out and cracked the code. So, congratulations to you, sir. Matt K, right?
Is that his name?
Matt K.
Mm.
Thank you.
I'm looking for him to see if he's in here. Do not see a Matt K anywhere in the chat.
Oh, it's a super chat. 2 of them. He's the one that we didn't know what he was a professional at.
There he is. He says he's here. All right, so
Yeah.
This is perfect. I would prefer that he go ahead and give his picks before we give ours. And that'll give us time to talk about ours too.
Yeah. All right, let us know your picks, Matt K. Pick 5 games, any 5 games you want. You can pick them either against the spread or the over-under. The choice is yours. Any 5 games. Type them in the comment section. Let us know the team and the spread or the over-under. When you type your answer out, makes it easier for us. We don't have to go and look it all back up. Let us know the team and the spread or the over-under that you'd like to bet on. 5 picks. Me and Pete will then agree on 5 picks that we like. And, of course, if you get more right than we do, Uncle Lou will send you $40. That's how it works. Thanks to everybody that tuned in, all the super chats and the PayPals. We joke around about losing money on here. I wish everybody could win every week, but there can only be one winner. Good luck this week to Matt K. I think this is the first time he has won, at least that I can recall. So don't know what to expect here. I don't know if he's great or what. Look at him. Well, he's definitely great at getting his answers in quickly in the right way. So,
Northwestern, he says.
You writing these? I'm going to write them down too, so I can keep track on Saturday.
Says Northwestern plus 20.5, Penn State minus 15.5.
Matt K.
Coastal and Louisiana Lafayette over 55. I'm telling you what, I like this guy's picks.
Penn State minus 15.5.
Alabama minus 17. Holy Christ, he's got all the good ones.
Buffalo minus
13.5. I'm going to go ahead and say, Lou, that he's got 5 solid picks there, my friend.
Well, he's got Northwestern, so that's one giant L.
Well, yeah. So now we have to come to an agreement on 5 of our own. So We don't want to pick any of the same ones he did, do we?
Well, we want to, but we really shouldn't.
Yeah. So I'm going to scratch out Bama because that was one of our picks. Penn State, I had that as one of my picks. So me and you both agree on Ohio State. That'll go against his. We'll do that one.
All right. So
so
we're on. We have Ohio State minus 20.5. All right. Let me get back on Bet Now and see what we got here. Are you looking on there too?
Yeah, I am.
All right. Let me know the ones you like.
I do like, and I think we talked about this on Tuesday, the Oklahoma and Iowa State game, the over.
Yep.
Over 58.
All right. Oklahoma over 58.
Yeah.
Now, what about I really like Southern Cal -3, but you didn't like Oregon, did you, or did you? I don't remember, but I like that one.
No, I like Southern Cal. Yeah, we can do that one.
Let's do that one. USC -3. All
yeah.
right.
So that's 3. We just need 2 more. Scan across these a little real quick.
Man.
Yeah. He took the cream of the crop ones, that's for sure, but
we're not going to do Notre Dame. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I'll bet that game even in real life. I know we both picked Notre Dame in the points, but I'm not very confident on that one either. So we'll leave that one out altogether. Cincinnati, I don't like the number 14.5, so I don't really want to bet on that one either.
Did we agree on Stanford and UCLA? I can't remember now.
I wanted UCLA.
All right, so did I. You want to do that one?
Yeah.
All right, UCLA -7.
All right. Oh, I know one more. Where is it?
Let's see. You got Tulsa, Cincinnati.
What about who was Maryland? Maryland and Maryland and Michigan State. I like Maryland -2.5.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm with you.
All right, Maryland -2.5.
So there's our 5. We got Ohio State -20.5. UCLA. What was that UCLA line?
-7.
-7. Maryland -2.5.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma
Iowa
over
State,
58.
Yeah, and then Southern Cal -3.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Matt K. Good luck to you, sir, but not really. The luck is only the luck is only for winning the random name picker. So you used up all your luck there. Sorry for your impending loss here.
Yeah.
But me and Pete are clearly gambling professionals. Why else would we have this show?
Right. Exactly.
But you did try hard, and that means a lot to me. And you were quick with your picks, and that means a lot to me too.
Yeah, I like that too.
Unfortunately, you're going up to juggernauts in the gambling game, and me and Pigskin Pete, and and everything I just said is horse shit. Yeah, you're likely to beat us. So, but anyway, tune back in on Tuesday, and we'll get your PayPal information if you win and get you paid out. What's today? Thursday. Oh, I got a call-in show tonight at 10. Sometimes gets a little interesting and entertaining. Tune in right here on YouTube, 10 p.m. Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. I got a video or two going up on the main channel this afternoon as well. Make sure you check that out. And the morning show tomorrow at 8 a.m. for me. And again, giving away $100 on the morning show. Send me a picture. Email it to me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com. Worst/ugliest/tackiest Christmas decorations or Christmas sweater or outfit or whatever. Send me the pictures. crazyunclelou@gmail.com. Somebody's winning $100 tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pete, what's going on with you?
I got a special show I'll be uploading tonight, somewhere around 7 or 8 p.m. in reference to the Notre Dame at Clemson game. My calling show tomorrow night is canceled. I'll be at a Christmas party. So that's it.
But not an ugly sweater party.
No, it's going to be a regular party.
Okay.
Regular clothes party.
COVID only cancels ugly sweater parties.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I understand. All right. Well, I hope it's not cold because I'm sure y'all will be holding the party outdoors per CDC guidelines, and keeping your social distances and that, which is good. Congratulations. I heard you took the vaccine yesterday. You're good people. So hope that works out for you. And again, thank you for obligating yourself to do a show and then actually doing it.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. And BVD, I'm glad you're alive. People were worried about you.
I am too, actually.
Yeah. All right, we appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Good luck to everybody who's placing bets. Again, if you want to place some bets on these games, betnow.eu is a good place to do it. That's what me and Pete use. Those are where all the lines and the numbers that we show every week on here come from. And they've been working with me for the last couple of years. They've been good to me. Let's return the favor. If you want to have some fun gambling on these games and maybe make a little bit of money, do it at www.betnow.eu. If you sign up for a new account over there, you can enter the promo code Uncle Lou. That's one word, all lowercase letters, Uncle Lou, and they'll give you a bonus on whatever you deposit. Good luck. Gamble responsibly. Don't gamble away your beer money. That would be silly. That would be ridiculous. All right. We'll see y'all next week, and have a good morning.